anything can happen. You have to be in tune with yourself and what's happening in your life. And you should be this way in your relationship. Again, sports and things like this help you to stay attuned, not just to yourself, but to the people in your life, because you're working yourself. You're working yourself. Just trying to stay in the wind at the moment. It's dropped off, but I can see it coming. It's just not here at the moment. No. Between no wind and the jelly blubbers, it's really, really hard. We'll come down. And I'll check the equipment before the next pulse hits. I'll just quickly check the equipment. I just checked the equipment. Seems to be good. There's another winger over there. Cool. So there's another guy over there. You won't possibly be able to see him. As the wind comes back, we'll get started again. And this keeps you in touch with elements of yourself you don't have when you're inside. You've got to get out into the wildlife. I'm not saying you need to be like this. This is just one of my chosen sports. Everybody's got different things. You might play chess, I don't know. There's all different things. You might knit. But I've always been a surfer, an outside person. I've been lucky. I've surfed in some silly places on my own. I could have easily been hurt or something bad happened, but I was one of the lucky ones, thank goodness. But it's a nice day today. We are still passing a lot of jelly blubbers, and but this is the life. Please tell me this is the life. I'm trying to bring confidence to people as a reverend, as a preacher, as somebody that's trying to find their way, even as a Christian, through the maze of relationship, unpredictabilities, where you do end up on your own and you don't think you're going to, and how you got to keep pushing on. We don't want you to turn to the alcohol and the drugs. We want you to come away from that. Oh, more jelly blubbers, sick. As the wind comes in, a bit of a view behind the wing. Where's that boat gone? I can't see. We're out in the middle now. There's no turning back now. This is it. We're out in the elements. And I'm doing this for people. I hope people watch this and go, you know what, this guy's 57, nearly 58. He's lived his whole life straight. He saw the bikies die. He saw the bikies commit suicide and murder one another and sleep with each other's partners and wreck everything up. I've seen all the cucking and all the madness and, you know, how things go wrong amongst the surfers as well. And I'm trying to show you, you don't need to go down that route. You can live a straight life, man, and be rewarded naturally. I'm telling you, and it's the way to go. You just stay pumped, and then you sleep, and you eat well. You love the people around you. You live a life of resolve, because you're resolved in yourself. That's where it all starts and finishes, with yourself. So you may as well find resolve in yourself now. This is what I teach my boys. And you saw one of them in the bricklaying video this morning on how to reconstruct and hang on to your relationship. It doesn't have to go down the tubes. One step at a time. Come back to where it matters. I think we must have hit 50 jelly blubbers so far. Oh, that one nearly took us off. Wow. See, this is what can happen. Another one. Wow, they're everywhere. As I said before, I haven't seen them this thick, but it is what it is, and we just have to deal with it. As we come over to the other side of Brisbane Waters to a place called Saratoga. I call this the Saratoga Run. I really do hope this is motivating somebody out there and bringing life to somebody out there that might be struggling. I really pray that we win this battle over alcohol and drugs and substances and all this other stuff that's ruining people's lives. I'm 100% want to see people get free. If they're Christian or not, we want to see you free. I've just seen so many good people wasted, just go to waste. Good people, kind-hearted, loving people, just go to waste. And no, that's not fair. It's just not fair. And I'm doing this to show you that your life doesn't have to be that way. Look at this scenery, this Australian scenery. Yeah, it's dangerous and all that, but we're doing it. We're doing it together, you and I. And you can change your life. Like I was laying those blocks this morning, one block at a time, one little bit at a time. Whoa. Yeah. Not all at once. Maybe if you get a severe revelation, it'll change all at once. Maybe. But it doesn't have to. It really doesn't have to. So that's Saratoga. That's where I had my major accident. I was nearly killed on that oval over there where those lights are. Kiting, not winging. And I got taken 5 meters up and 25 meters across the oval. Impacted the ground, shattered ankle, broken wrist. And we're going to make our way back to Gosford now. It's been a bit of a battle, but we're not giving in, are we? I only give in when I'm pushed to the point that I am starting to suffer mentally in a relationship. If somebody hasn't got the consideration for my mental health, I'm out. I'm out. I'm not hanging around. Because that's not fair. That's not what it's about. It's about empowering one another to bring out the best part of yourself for the other person, to bring out the best part of themselves. That's what it's about. Now we go back. Now we're going what's called upwind. We're coming into a northwesterly, so we're going in slightly into the wind, which does present power loss. And now we're in the middle of the bay and we're stopped. Not what we want. I get days where you go straight over and straight back. You do get these days where the pulses stop and start. With that seal that was around yesterday, that can get the attention of the sharks. He was floating on the surface like I am, and this prompts the predators to investigate because they think it's another seal or some kind of opportunity. They're opportunists. And don't forget, in the dating world, there are opportunists that ain't going to make it. They're going to come into your life and they're just not going to be what they say they're going to be. They're just not. And that's really unfair and unkind and harmful. And how do you not judge? How do you stay on top of that predatory element in the dating world? Well, you meet somebody and you stay with them. You do the right thing and you damn well stay with them. But that doesn't seem to be happening. I've had special counselling, particular therapy, to just make sure I'm not judgmental or being cruel. No. And I got cleared on that. You must have counsellors that are unbiased, that are going to be straight in your face and honest. Otherwise, you're not going to learn anything and you're not going to improve. It's all about improving as an individual. So when you present yourself, or possibly the people that have been in your life go, well, you know, I've met some people since then and he really wasn't all that bad, you know? Sometimes we shoot ourselves in the foot. And we don't need to. We need to wise up and wake up. Bit of wind. Come on, get up. Get up. You've got to make effort. Effort. We all try and find the easy way out. But sometimes you have to make the effort. And effort pays off. Always. If you're prepared to make the sacrifices and the effort, it always pays off, viewers. I can't go high because I'm hitting jelly blubber after jelly blubber, interference after interference, and I've got to set up tactics to manage that. And you need to do that in your relationship. I've had a couple of relationships now where the children have been upset with the mother. Whee, that was a big one. Getting attention from me, and they've gone into a psychological collapse and come against the relationship. I spoke to the mothers about this and said, look, it's all fully understandable and it's all we can get through this. Just put some healthy boundaries in place. Let these people know that you know that you're being treated right, etc. Nah. They let their children run all over it until I had nothing left to give. I was misrepresented. The hostility was terrible. And if you're a fly on the wall, you'd probably get a shock of what's going on behind your back. And none of it's necessary, you know. I'm trying to have a relationship. And when you find someone, you want to appreciate that person, because you don't want to be swapping and changing. You just don't want to be doing that. And these values seem to be going missing. We've got wind now, it's come up. Okay, let's adjust. We've adjusted the wing, we'll go up wind more. That'll help us get into the bay. It's become quite windy now. We're going past a lot of jelly blubbers. So far so good. We're maintaining our technique. Funny thing is, when the wind comes up, the jelly blubbers seem to go deeper. That's funny, that. So I'm going to climb across the bay so that we can get a run in without getting pushed over onto my right hand side of the bay. So we'll go out a little bit. We're getting a good run now, viewers. You're at Brisbane Water. Gosford, Central Coast, New South Wales, Australia, with Reverend Dr. J.W. Morrison, theologist, and we're building skills for our relationships. That's what we're doing. And I'm trying to show you that life goes beyond inside. You've got to get out, be a bit wild like us Aussies. We're always up to something. There's a beautiful picture of a sailing boat there. I hope that's showing up on the camera. I'm really trying to make this footage worthwhile for you, with the silhouette of the sun in the background there. Sorry, but I'm going the opposite way to that. As we've got to go downwind a bit to catch this wind. There it is. I'm battling jellyfish, crosswind. We're going to do this. We're going to do this, viewers. So the object of a lot of this is to show you that I'm building skills of patience, skills of constantly micro-incrementally having to change things, using my mind to do that. And this is transferred into your relationship, right? Because you're not stagnant. You constantly, your mind's at work. You're constantly dealing with situations and circumstances that aren't favourable. Today we've got the interferences of the jelly blubbers. There's another two. We're back in them again. Oh, this could get hairy, viewers. I don't know if you can see them through the camera when they come along, but they're there. We are getting a good run of wind, aren't we, as we come down back into the bay. Thank you for joining me from whatever part of the world you're in, or Australia. I really appreciate you taking the time to spend with me watching this a bit of adventure. That's the other side there. We're not in the hedge yet. Shivers, I thought we were in. We're not in the hedge yet. But we'll get in. We're still out in the open. But this seems to be just up here another 100 metres or so where the jellyfish are congregating. And we got knocked off. We hit so many in one go. We got knocked off. I didn't get stung. I didn't physically touch any, but the hydrofoil under the water, it's smashing them. I reckon we've hit over 100. Lucky they're not solid objects, because all the gear would be destroyed. But this is what I mean about having your, women like it too, when you're a bit of a, you're out and about and you got your instincts going. They sense all that. They sense a man of adventure. They sense a man that's not frightened of the elements. They like all that. You've got to understand this part of it as well. Woman likes a bit of an adventure man. You know, it's what they want to see. They want to see you get out and have a go. They don't want to see you lazing around playing games and, you know, each to their own, but put me out in the elements, put me out on the ocean. Look, if there's one thing in my life that's missing, it's the time that I spend alone, sailing on the blue and bright clear water. You know, there's kind of a special feeling when you're out on the sea alone, sailing with the full moon, da 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 da. Time for a cool change. I know that it's time for a cool change. And that's what you need to do, guys and girls. Get yourself outside in the sun. Get those instincts going. We've all got them. One's not different to the other. Get your feet in the sand and your face in the sun. Point your mind into the wind and say to yourself, I'm going to live. I'm not going to be robbed anymore by these things that have taken my life from me. I'm going to live. I'm going to live. I'm going to live. I'm going to live. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I can do all things through the Lord Jesus Christ who strengthens me by his Spirit. Yeah? Put your mind to it and you'll do it. If you're going against your mind, you're making yourself go cognitive dissident. You're going against your conscience, and that's not a good thing to do. Oh, what's happening here? I see that wind, but I don't think it's in agreement with the way in which we're going. It was a bit of a different pulse. That was more of a northwest pulse. We've been running a southwest pulse. That one come towards us, and that's pushing us in. We want to get back out because we want to get around those boats. So again, we're adjusting, see? You've got to go with the seasons of your woman's cycles as well. That's really important, and that has to be appreciated. And again, we've got the wind coming towards us instead of behind us. Oh boy, that's not good. Okay, let's just see how we are going to deal with this when it hits. That's all right. That's the equipment, see? This wing that you're looking at, this blue wing, that's a very expensive wing, believe me. You wouldn't believe how much it's worth. I won't say. You can look it up on the internet. Yeah, we're getting driven into the boats. We don't want that. Oh, look at all the jelly bobbers. Wow, that's not fair. Nearly knocked us off that one. They're everywhere. And they've got maybe lose momentum, and now I'm in amongst the boats. Oh, okay. So we've got to adapt. What do? Do we keep running upwind or do we turn around? We're going to turn around and go back out and adjust. Oh. Okay. So now we've changed our direction. We're going to go out away from the boats, and then we'll climb back in on a different tack. Okay? Sometimes, again, this is what you've got to do in your relationship. It's not always the easy way out. Okay? Sometimes you have to make serious adverse adjustments that may not work for you, but they will work for your relationship, if that makes sense. You see? So we've come out away from the boats, and I'm going to check the camera and everything here in the middle of the bay, and then we'll make our final run in to the wharf. We'll check the gear. Look at all the jelly blubbers. I don't know if you can see them. Are we filming? We appear to be. Try and clean the lens. I'll stop the thing and just so we can get our final run. And we'll turn and go. There's all the jelly blubbers. I don't know if you guys can see them. They're those blobs in the water. They do sting, and they sting pretty bad. You don't want to touch them, but look at them all. I'm trying to hydrofoil through them. That's cool. This is what interferences are about. This is all testing on your patience and personal strategies. Here comes the wind. You ready, guys? Let's go. Let's go together. Come on. Here we go. Let's make it home, guys. Despite the circumstances, let's make it home. And we pray for Jeff Bonner, who's having heart surgery today. We do pray for you, Jeff, at St. Vincent's Hospital. I really do pray. He's a good man. Oh. He's a good man. And I really do hope he has favour with that operation. We're coming in. I think we're going to make it in pretty successfully. Again, I hope you've enjoyed the scenery. There's the sun over my shoulder. Whoop, more jelly bubbles. Look at them all. Oi, oi. Yeah, we're going to get a good run in now. There's a train. I don't know if this camera reaches that far across, but there's a train headed to Sydney as we head into our docking area. I hope you've really enjoyed this. Remember, you have to exercise your senses beyond yourself to make your relationship work. Okay? You've got to be beyond yourself. You've got to be looking at the unseen realm where you can make a difference, a mighty difference for yourself and your partner in the positive. And you can turn things around. You can say, look, I really want to change things. I don't want this to happen anymore. I want us to work. You are my woman, you're my man. I want us to work as we come in. Oh, the jelly blubbers, they're everywhere here too, in this pocket. Come on, wind, get us home. And it's dropped. Fast. Got hit on the foot. Bastard. It's alright, we'll live. The wind dropped and we hit 2 or 3 jelly blubbers and that was it. There's another winger over there. That was the guy we saw out there. Are you kidding me? It was you! You're kidding me! I passed you way out there. Oh, you're just who's the other person on an Armstrong? Mate, the jelly blubbers. Yeah. Where are you going to go?
I don't know, I was just waiting for the next duck.
Okay, so let me just give you a bit of a heads up on this area. Thank you, viewers, for joining me. Bye for now.